group of representatives from the opposition political parties gathered in Colombo today and held a press conference to express support for former President Ranil Wickremesinghe. He is currently being held in remand custody until next Tuesday under a court order for charges under the Public Property Act. During the press conference, some of the attendees also criticized the judicial process that led to Wickremesinghe's remand.
The press conference was held at a luxury hotel in Colombo. Although it was announced that the opposition political parties would jointly hold this press conference, neither the leader of the opposition, Sajith Premadasa, nor the leader of the Podujana Peramuna, Mahinda Rajapaksa, was in attendance. None of the frontline leaders of the Samagi Jana Balawegya attended the press conference. Only MP Kavinda Jayawardena was present to show support for Ranil Wickremesinghe. However, he was not given an opportunity to speak at the press conference. Interestingly, the national organizer of the Podujana Peramuna, MP Namal Rajapaksa, also joined midway through the press conference but did not make any comments. Former President Maithripala Sirisena also attended, and it was announced at the press conference that former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga had sent a statement. Professor G.L. Peris, the main speaker, criticized the court's decision by quoting an Indian newspaper article. He stated that according to the newspaper article, Wickremesinghe's foreign visit was an official one based on a formal invitation.
This event in the University of Wolverhampton, I have with me a report that was published in Blitz India, the UK edition, Blitz India UK edition. The date of this is the 15th of October 2023. There's a great deal of confusion about the nature of this event. There were two events. One was a lunch in the University of Wolverhampton to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Lord Swaraj Paul. Lord Swaraj Paul had served the University of Wolverhampton for 25 unbroken years as the Chancellor of that university. And there is a celebratory lunch. His Excellency Ranil Wickremesinghe participates in that lunch not in a private capacity, but as the incumbent President of Sri Lanka. That is very clear from this. To celebrate the 25th anniversary of Lord Swaraj Paul's chancellorship, the University of Wolverhampton hosted Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Professor Maitri Wickremesinghe, the First Lady of Sri Lanka. So there were two events. There was a celebratory lunch in which Ranil Wickremesinghe participated as the President of Sri Lanka. After that, in the afternoon, there was a convocation. And it is that convocation which Professor Maitri Wickremesinghe attended as part of the proceedings connected with the induction of Maitri Wickremesinghe as an associate professor in English of the University of Wolverhampton. මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් අපිට කියන්න තිබුණේ තියෙන්නේ ඕනෑම ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී සමාජයක.
In this regard, we have to say that an opposition is essential in any democratic society. This means that the government's policies and actions must be continuously scrutinized and criticized by the public. If such an opportunity does not exist in a society, it cannot be accepted, even at a minimal level of democracy. Now, if we think about the entire process, it is in no way related to upholding justice, eradicating corruption from our society, or conducting proper investigations. What is expected from this is crystal clear. It is a program to intimidate and silence individuals who express an opinion against the government, and we are witnessing it with our very own eyes. The objective of this is to completely destroy the democratic institutions of this country. If we all do not unite, this effort will fail.
මේකේ අභිමතාර්ථය වන්නේ මේ රටේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී ආයතන සම්පූර්ණයෙන් විනාශ කර දැමීම. අපි සියලු දෙනාම නොවනවා නම් මේ ප්‍රයත්නය පරාජය කෙරේ.
Former President Ranil Wickremesinghe's faction had submitted a letter dated the 1st of September 2023 to the Criminal Investigation Department last Friday in an attempt to prove that Wickremesinghe's visit was based on an official invitation. However, this was the opinion expressed in the Magistrates' Court regarding that letter. Quote,
A letter dated 1st of September 2023 has been submitted to the court by the suspect today to confirm that it was an invitation received by him as the President of Sri Lanka and his wife. However, the Criminal Investigation Department has informed the court that they have recorded statements from 38 witnesses related to this case, and during the recording of these statements, no one, including any of the witnesses, had submitted the aforementioned document that the former president presented to the CID today. Not even Sandra Pereira, who worked as the former president's private secretary for nearly 10 years, had submitted that letter. Accordingly, it has been noted that the letter was prepared later.
Unquote. The Fourth Magistrates Court, while remanding Ranil Wickremesinghe, ordered the Criminal Investigation Department to conduct an investigation into this letter. Here, the court clearly stated that the Criminal Investigation Department must investigate whether the letter presented by the defendant to the court the day before yesterday was genuine or not. The court pointed out that in previous investigations, none of the 38 people questioned had mentioned such a letter. Not even Ranil Wickremesinghe's personal secretary had presented a letter of this kind. The court, therefore, ordered the Criminal Investigation Department to investigate the authenticity of the letter and submit a report. Against a backdrop where the court had issued a clear directive on this matter through the judicial process, Professor G.L. Peiris today attempted to claim that Ranil Wickremesinghe's invitation was an official one by quoting an Indian newspaper. Meanwhile, MP Dayasiri Jayasekara, who attended the media briefing, said that this was an issue between the elite and non-elite groups of society.
Today, a conflict between elite and non-elite has been created in society. This is the fate that has befallen the country when its governance falls into the hands of a few people who are filled with class hatred and inferiority complexes. That is why we are taking every possible action against this.
Nimal Siripala De Silva, who joined the media briefing as the leader of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, said that the law must be implemented.
I urge Andra Kumara Dissanayake to look at the lessons learned from history and, for the sake of protecting democracy, to correct these wrongs now. I also urge him to enforce the law and catch the thieves. We have no objection to that. We passed those laws in Parliament for that very purpose. But what is being done now is using it as a facade and using improper measures to hunt down political opponents. That is the problem we have.
Former President Maithripala Sirisena also commented on the matter.
What we can see now is that the characteristics of a democratic society are gradually fading away. We can see that the planks for the coffin of democracy to be sealed are being prepared. Therefore, if we see that a question is emerging, it is the duty of everyone to forget all political party differences and act to save the country. If a politician like Ranil Wickremesinghe is remanded, his political career is not complete without it. Therefore, on that basis, we, the political parties and lawyers, will make our utmost democratic commitment to get Ranil Wickremesinghe released.
The message from former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga was read out by the General Secretary of the United National Party, Thalata Atukorala.
The particular circumstances surrounding the arrest of former President Ranil Wickremesinghe, the consequences of this go far beyond the fate of an individual or any political grouping and involve peril for the rights of our society as a whole. I join wholeheartedly in expressing my unreserved opposition to these initiatives which all political leaders are duty-bound to resist. Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga.
Although there was hope among politicians that former President Mahinda Rajapaksa would also attend the media briefing, it was the General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Sagara Karyawasam, who attended the media briefing and commented on behalf of the party.
As the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, as a party, all of us, including our leader, Honorable Mahinda Rajapaksa, strongly condemn this incident. Not only do we condemn it, but we also view it with utter disgust. We remind everyone that we have a duty to unite against this for the sake of the country and for the future generations.
Several other political party leaders also spoke at the media briefing.
We clearly state that this is just another step in the underlying political strategy to move towards a single party system and maintain only one party in this country. We must unite on this immediately, or we will be too late.
However, leader of the Tamil Progressive Alliance, Mano Ganeshan, said that while there are allegations linking former President Ranil Wickremesinghe to the Battalanda torture chambers and the central bank bond scam, which are serious crimes, arresting Ranil Wickremesinghe for this matter is clearly an act of political vengeance.
There are plenty of allegations against him regarding Battalanda, the central bank issue, and so on. The people who made those allegations are here, aren't they? Did anyone talk about them? They don't talk about those. In that case, we wouldn't be gathering like this. This is 100% political revenge. Don't forget that.
The former president was summoned last Friday. If the evidence have been recorded, if the statements have been recorded, and if offence have been discovered to have been committed, there was this option of reporting facts to the magistrate through a B report, for the magistrate to summon the president, rather than to treat him like a common criminal, arrest him forthwith and produce. This was designed to humiliate him. That is what we are against. We are not against the due process of law being applied to everybody equally.
It is noteworthy that the media briefing ended without giving journalists a chance to ask questions.